The reason why I joined the military was because I was a single mother of two, and I didn't get along with my parents because I thought I knew everything, as every 24-year-old, thinks. And so my parents said, okay, you know everything, you can move. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I was older, was 24 at the time, and so they basically would go after me because I was the older one, try and break me down. I was in boot camp September 11th, so we all knew that we were going to go to war. It's just that I didn't really think that it was going to go because I was a single mom. I would get harassed daily. I was attacked a couple times. Once, the first time was at a bar. We were in port in Australia, and then he had the nerve to do it again when I was on watch on the way to Hawaii. For a long time, I put it on me. And I stayed away from him as much as possible. I remember just going back to work the next day and trying to block everything out that happened. But a smell would go off. Like, I would smell like somebody's drunk breath walk by me. Somebody would grab my arm and I would twitch and, try and hit them. It was just like a fog was around me. It's kind of like an outer body experience. You do what has to be done, but you're not there. So I guess it's just, I became real numb. I did have to sign my kids off to my parents. They would send me packages, of like my daughter's birthday or my son's birthday, and they'd be at Disneyland and all happy. And, here I was on a boat. And it'd teach me to grow up. I mean, I didn't know it at the time, but it really did. That was I think the best choice I ever made, really. My kids had so much resentment. Some of it came from when they were living with my mom and dad, and they were going to Killiebrook Elementary in Costa Mesa. Someone put a rumor that I was dead. And I guess my mom was driving them to the mall, and they went by that big cemetery on beach. And my son goes, "Oh, is that where mommy's buried?" And my mom had to pull over because she was just in tears. It was just too much for her. Well, they still have resentment in a ways. And I'm still trying to make it up for them in ways too. I was the one that had kids young. Don't need to do that stuff.
I'm 22, it's okay. Between Nana and Danae's parents? Oh!
What does that even... No, I'm not even gonna ask. Don't screw up My Pretty Little Liars. I haven't seen it.
I just delete the whole thing.
Oh, I will kill you.
Ooh.
Death.
I'm so excited this is a good movie.
I did spoil them too much. Because I still buy their Disneyland tickets when they're 21 and 22. Our berthing was right above the reactors. And come to find out that I had some growth on my left side. I'm in a group chat with people from the boat. And I was like, just by chance, does anybody else have thyroid cancer? And come to find out that 14 of us have thyroid cancer. It's not a fun thing, but you know, you just gotta keep going. When I signed up for the military, I was like, I'm not going to college. This is for my kids. But then I had cancer and I had to go to the doctors, but I had to figure out how to make an income while going to the doctors. I heard that Chapman didn't have a community for veterans, and to me, that was like a challenge. It was like, oh, okay, so that's why I'm going to go to Chapman. Going back to school was not easy, but when you have other veterans that you can vet to, it helps.
God.
Here, do you need a...
How pretty.
We can make Chapman veteran workout gear.
What?
We can make Chapman veteran pajamas.
Hey, pajamas
For
could
when
be
we
cool
have
when we have-
sleepovers after my
when we
pool
have
parties.
SBA.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You know? There's just, we do better when we're working together, because we do have that, you know, we have that bond. I didn't know I had PTSD for like the longest time. It's caused from my MST, which is military sexual trauma. And so I don't know, I was just a total different person when I came back. My PTSD affects me in the classroom sometimes. I do have to be by a door. I don't know why. Nobody's going to come in and danger me, but I always have to be by a door. I have to be in a spot where I can see everything. I mean, it's not easy to go back to school. Being a student veteran, you're in a whole different category because you're just trying to keep afloat, you know? To have thyroid cancer and Hashimoto's and fibromyalgia and everything else, that all the lovely gifts the Navy gave me, and to be a student veteran, it's not easy. You have to want to get up every day and push yourself, and all in all, it's, you know, it's doable.